kuna jambo lanisumbua akili. Ulimwengu umepasuka mahali. Mungu alipanga usiku saa ya kulala. Mbona walimwengu mumebadili mipango? Usiku sasa imegeuka mchana. Na mchana sasa ni kama usiku jamani. Mi nashangaa.
Personally, I have grown like coordination. How you plan your coordination, community interests, working with different cultures, because the culture is different from my country. So I feel I have grown something important for me, and feel I am capable to work in any community related to different from my country.
The field school basically says that we need to take people and put them in a real environment for 2 weeks in remote areas where they have to interact in this complex world and learn from very experienced delegates, coaching them, mentoring them, showing them how it's done, stepping in when necessary and stepping back to allow them to practice. So it's a learning by doing model.
So communications is your lifeline to every operation. So this is of paramount importance that you know how it works, that you maintain it properly, that you keep your batteries charged. Don't wait till you're at the last light. It's a good habit to recharge it every night. Okay? So you can always be in touch.
If there is a medical emergency, we will need the health center. We will also need the airstrip. And if there is a security problem, we might need the district commissioner's office. So we are taking GPS readings of all these places, and we are saving them in the GPS. And in the process, we are also learning how to use it.
Tango Base from Delta 1.
Yeah, Tango Base from Mobile Delta 1.
Mobile, oh, that's the car, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Go.
Okay, I'll do it.
We're all watching you.
Okay. Tango Base from Mobile Delta 1.
Phase 1 is what I call the setup preparation phase, where the delegates are briefed, they set up their own base camp, they are introduced to the community and the local Red Cross, they set up radio room, fleet management, they start to understand the community, they get some basic instructions in this setup phase as well on how to deal with the community, on interview techniques, on focus groups, on critical aspects that they need to have in mind before they are launched into the community. This phase takes about 3 or 4 days.
Good morning. So, we're not tourists, okay? I wish to remind you again of that. Please refer to the guidelines in your blue book. Okay, I'm not going to read them out, but it's up to each team and each team leader to make sure we follow the code that we accepted, including the dress code. Okay, no shortcuts, cameras, and so on. This is real. We want to minimize our impact on these communities. We're never going to cancel it, but minimize it.
Yeah. If a disaster occurs, what are people doing first? What is the first thing in each disaster people are doing?
Looking after their relatives?
No. No. They try to find a safe place. We make it very simple. A safe place. If we try to understand the flight phase, we understand 80% of the health problems that are arising on that. Yeah. In any kind of disaster, you know what happened. Yeah. And you try to imagine how it was when these people decided to move, or when they just had to move. Yeah. Did they have time? Did they have time to prepare? Or didn't they have time to prepare? Yeah?
Now they are assigned villages, and they go out and they will spend an entire day assessing and mapping a village from the view of health in disasters. They will go a second day, look at the same village, looking from the water sanitation angle. The third day, they will look at it from nutrition and food security. The fourth day, they look at other important aspects like logistics of the area, relief and shelter.
The main goal for the field school is to really confront the participants with the reality and not to drown them in PowerPoint presentations. This means also to make them feel what they are doing, to make them feel the dilemmas in which humanitarian assistance always is, and to go through that process before they are going out to a real mission.
For what?
We are meeting a nurse for this area.
Yep.
What kind of programs? HIV, nutrition, malaria, vaccination, the most common diseases.
Also the diarrhea.
Yeah. I guess she will answer that.
How does this district access vaccinations? Maybe medical, what you call it?
Support.
Yes.
Available.
Yeah. Allocate time and to see what time is available.
Yeah, we can ask her.
And think about Richard's points that he brought up. I'll keep that in the back of your mind.
Yeah. How many patients come? Yeah.
You know, before these floods, we used to go for outreach.
Yeah.
We used to go for outreach, but due to the floods, we can't go.
Yeah.
So we don't have much to assist them. Those who are able to come, they just come.
Yeah.
And those who are not able to come, we don't have any means to assist them.
Do you think some people will die because of this and then no access?
I personally, I guess so. I guess so. Because if some measures are not going to be taken urgently, things are going to be worse. Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, lift.
It goes here. Oh, we need a baby for that,
They have been working in the other plant, in the SETA unit, so they know how to set up the tank, okay, the 30,000 liter tank, and they know about the connection, more or less, about how to put the pump and this, so, I mean, rely on them that they can, I mean...
Yeah.
Stop! Mimi nalo jambo lanisumbua akili, ulimwengu umepasuka mahali. Mungu alipanga usiku saa ya kulala, mbona walimwengu mumebadili mipango? Usiku sasa imegeuka mchana, na mchana sasa ni kama usiku jamani. Nashangaa, mimi nalo jambo lanisumbua akili, ulimwengu umepasuka mahali. Mungu alipanga usiku sana.
Sometimes a certain malnutrition is that the eyelashes grow longer. Very long eyelashes. And you would see. There's another trick which you could do. it's asking to show their hands. If it's really white, the tongue is white, this is white, and actually here in the eye, it's quite white. You will see that this child is anemic. And it might be because of nutrition, it might be because of worms, it might be because of malaria. Okay, is it malaria season?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the rains.
And what is the relation to malaria and rain?
Breeding mosquitoes.
So this is the season that you might see more malaria and more anemia.
It's just got to open back. Yeah. Okay. All right. Bye.
All the way down.
Oh, great. Oh, this will be easy. We're not stuck. Yeah. We're not stuck. We are not stuck.
We are handling it. The Kenyan Red Cross has set up, we're working within their system, in their regular way of doing distributions, with their distribution forms. We're trying to stand back and learn from them today so that in the future we're able to see what worked well in their distribution and what we think we could add to make it better in the future.
This is the master register. We call it master register because it has all details pertaining that particular household that we're going to give food.
The process is community-based targeting of relief food, and this process is a village process whereby the community themselves identify the relief committee, and it's this relief committee that identify who is vulnerable or who's not vulnerable. And the vulnerability assessment is done by the relief committee headed by the local headman. And today we will distribute relief food to those who have been identified to be targeted for food distribution for the coming 6 months.
Gentlemen, guys, we are ready to distribute now, please. Get set. Elema Abajila. Elema Abajila. Elema Abajila.
They are launched now in phase 3 into a real assessment, planning, implementing 5-day mission. They are assigned new villages. They go in, they conduct this now completely on their own. The facilitators are pulled back a little, and they just supervise and support and mentor from a distance.
So, my name is Jan. I am the team leader for the Red Cross on this mission.
Jina lake anaitwa Jan. Juan. Yeye ndiye anaongoza huu msafara wote katika hii. Katika hii hali hapa ni yeye kiongozi.
So we are working together and through the Kenya Red Cross.
Tunafanya kazi pamoja kupitia kwa Kenya Red Cross. Red Cross
Gamba village, about 2,200 people living there. It's very different from any of the other villages I have seen around. There's a clear need for hygiene promotion and also to give some access to health facilities. It's clear that these people are cut off, and also to have the availability to health was a clear sign.
To make a kind of structure to hold the, to make sure to hold the truck on it.
The communities still are in need, in huge gaps in terms of health,
huge gaps in terms of water. And you see this is one village that has been affected. We have 360 households here. Some of them still trying to arrive as late as this morning. And therefore we have set up this plant thanks to the team that has been in the Watson ERU and our own staff and volunteers who have been able to make sure that the plant is set up so that the communities out there continue getting water. We are still developing plans of actions. This is supposed to be finalized. What has been done in the field school will be integrated within the Kenya Red Cross operations. And as we have always said, we remain the port of first call during disasters and we will be the last to leave. So for as long as the communities need our services, we will continue serving.
I put it already. Because the door is now starting to go off
See an X? I see the X. When you did that.
Yeah, you got to put it on a white surface.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. Our presence automatically raises expectations, and it should. There are a number of ways we have addressed this ethical dimension of the field school, and it varies from place to place. We have run this training in Kenya, in Belize, in Cambodia, and Fiji. The models we have adopted have focused on making sure that we build local capacity for the local Red Cross or Red Crescent branch in terms of training their volunteers, leaving them some equipment and some hardware and some assets and references so they can continue some of the operation that we started with them.
This is 20 liters, 1 container water, 1 tablet. 1 tablet, not one whole pack, 1 tablet.
Use the 1 tablet for 20 liters
water.
of water.
Okay. Correct.
So this field school training approach is coming from a recognition in the Red Cross, Red Crescent world that the humanitarian space in disasters and emergencies has become so complex that it is not sufficient to train people theoretically only in capitals, in hotels, and then send them out to the field to operate in these very complex environments where you have many, many players, you have different standards, you have donors, you have the media, you have the military of different countries wanting to have a role in humanitarian operations, the UN systems, the UN bodies. It takes a special skill now for people to really function in this and succeed. And at the end of the day, it's about saving lives.
The field school is the best setting because it's a safe environment where you can make mistakes. And I think it shows something of what a field school means to people and how they feel in their environment. And that indeed it is a safe environment, but still it's a learning and they can make mistakes. And because they make mistakes, they learn.
I have achieved the skills to be able to operate, manage and train other people in the Norwegian Red Cross MWAT water treatment plant. This is a big achievement for me. So I have gained a lot in this field school. I think I am one of the luckiest to have participated in this field school.
Nalo jambo la nisumbua akili, ulimwengu umepasuka mahali. Mungu alipanga usiku saya kulala, mbona walimwengu mumebadili mipango? Usiku sasa imegeuka mchana, na mchana sasa ni kama usiku jamani.